You may have known some strategies to minimize stress when you were already stressed out, but isn't it even better to prevent stress from happening in the first place, right? Prevention is always better, and it's also important to look at ways of preventing stressful situations before they happen. It's tempting to take on too much when you're highly ambitious or a perfectionist. To avoid burnout or excessive stress, you'll have to make lifestyle changes that will benefit you in the long run. Say no more often, and learn to embrace your boundaries. Most of the stress we suffer is because we take on the responsibility of pleasing everyone else and putting ourselves last. We think that handling everything ourselves will make us more respectable. We think that taking on everyone else's burdens is somehow noble. But really, you're only allowing yourself to be treated badly. You're allowing people to take advantage of you and not to take responsibility for their own lives. If you are taking on too much and doing things for people that are beyond reasonable expectations, this usually shows them that you don't respect yourself enough to say no. Saying no is a way of setting boundaries and caring for yourself in the process. If you continually do things that you don't want to do just to please other people, who are you really living your life for? Is the approval really worth the resentment or burnout that it will lead to? Do the opinions of these people really matter that much in the bigger picture of your life? Setting good, clear boundaries can be incredibly liberating and empowering. You start to show yourself respect and tell people that you're worth being respected. You might start by telling your colleague that you won't take any calls after hours about work that could be handled the next day because this is the time you spend with your family. You might tell your grown son that you won't buy him a new car that he could save up for himself. By doing these things, you're also helping these people take responsibility for their own lives, and you're empowering them to take pride in what they do instead of just leeching off of you. You're also showing them and yourself that you're someone who deserves and demands respect, and you won't allow people to walk over you. Don't take on more stress than you need to in your life. Set clear boundaries about what you're willing to take on, and don't allow people to step over these boundaries. You'll have much less stress saying no right now than you will be having to deal with years of being used by others. Get rid of stress triggers. There are certain things that cause you to stress in your life that you could cut out of your life completely. Take away any stress triggers that you can and replace them with things that make you feel peaceful and relaxed. For example, it might make you feel very stressed to work out at your gym. You might feel intimidated or frustrated by your surroundings. You need to get rid of this stress trigger and find a new place or a new way to work out. Maybe take walks in your nearby park instead, or go jogging. Maybe buy some equipment and work out in your living room. Don't continue to put yourself in a stressful situation if there are ways around it. These triggers also include people who stress you out. If they don't add to your life, they're simply not worth keeping around if they're making your life more difficult. You might have a friend who makes you feel drained, miserable and stressed whenever you hang out. Is this relationship really worth holding on to? This doesn't refer to people just going through a tough time, but rather to someone who constantly brings negative energy, expectations, criticism or stress into your life. If you really find that this person doesn't add value to your life, but rather sucks your energy, it might be time to cut them loose. It might not always be possible to avoid this person, so if this is the case you need to try and change how you perceive them. Try and build your relationship with this person and let them know how they are affecting you sometimes. If the relationship is worth it, they'll be willing to make compromises. When you identify stress triggers in your life, try and find ways to either get rid of them completely or change your relationship with them. Let go of your expectations. There is no need for things to be perfect in life. Things will almost never work out exactly as you plan. Your own expectations and the expectations of others don't really matter when you're doing your best. When you can embrace this, it could be life-changing. This is one shift that could save you an incredible amount of stress. Letting go of expectations means that you accept things the way they are. You don't obsess over the few things that went wrong or didn't go the way you planned, but rather focus on the fact that you're still here and there are more chances tomorrow. You can definitely be disappointed for a while, but instead of being stuck in your failures or disappointments, you can rather learn from them and move forward. This also means learning that you cannot control other people. You can voice your concerns, but what they do is up to them. You need to learn to compromise and accept the flaws of others as well as your own flaws. Giving up on being perfect and giving up on expecting others to be perfect can give you a lot of peace and harmony in your life. This also applies to things that have already happened that you might still be upset about, or the way that people have hurt you in the past. While you have every right to be upset over this, holding on to a grudge will only hurt you in the long run when the person who has hurt you has long forgotten it. Thinking about that person or the hurtful incident for years afterward will only hold you back from peace in your life. You need to try and forgive and let go of the resentment that you might have towards other people. This is a major source of stress, and often you're the one left suffering because of something that someone else has done. Don't be their victim any longer. Take your own life back. Let go of your need to control things that are outside of your control, and your stress will diminish. Change your focus. Instead of always focusing on the stressful parts of your life, even when you can't change these, try to refocus on things that are positive more often. Positive thinking might sound like it minimizes the struggles you are going through, but it doesn't need to. It's simply a way of noticing the good and being happy about it more than you choose to focus on the bad. Focusing on good things lowers your stress levels, while obsessing over bad things that you have no power over, or that have already happened and can't be changed, will simply cause you unnecessary anxiety and stress. Find things to be happy about in your life every day. Go out and make your happiness happen. Find good things to focus on and weave them into your life. Also remember that your hard work and moments of stress right now are worth it because they are taking you closer to your goals. If you're doing a job that you're passionate about and doing things you believe in, the stress is simply a sign that you care about what you're doing and you want to do it well. Focus on your objectives and remind yourself why you are doing what you are doing. Maybe you're working so hard to provide for your family. In that case, focus on the love for your family that is making you work so hard instead of simply resenting the hard work all the time. You deserve peace, happiness and fulfillment in your life. Don't allow stress to define your story. Hope that these strategies give you some motivation to build a new relationship with stress in your life. It isn't stress that makes us fall, it's how we respond to stressful events. If you got value out of this video, consider subscribing, and see you in the next video because in Wellness Vibe, wellness matters.